done a silly thing. Well, I didn't think it was silly at the time. I thought it was actually not a terrible idea. But turns out I'm just too fat. So I'm going to have to climb up and out of here. Unbelievable. Right, hopefully I can reach my phone. I'm out of breath now. No, I screwed that wood on there. And thought I'd be able to fold this back enough for me to squeeze out. But turns out no. So I'll leave this till the morning, just to draw around it and get it cut out, and then I bought an extra 2 sheets actually, so I'll use one of them to get a template from the gap that's left, then cut the other one to go on top of it. So I'm definitely away now. Hey, I'm back. So I've got the same problem as I did yesterday, except it's the opposite, because I'm locked out now, because I've plied the doorway. And I don't think I'll fit in, there's a little tiny gap at the top. It's not happening. So I have to use my built-on ladder and climb over the roof, and there's a ladder placed over there. So I'll get over and get this unscrewed so I can saw it. Hey, I've escaped. So I need to run the jigsaw along this, and then I need to place this on top of the other side of this, draw around it, bang, jigsaw again, and so I've got 2 identical pieces. So I've got these 2 pieces cut, and these shall slot in there, and that'll be the door frame and walls finished. I've still got a spacer piece to actually fit up here, just to pack that out a bit on the header. So I've cut 2 strips of 1/2 inch ply, and they'll run right along there, sitting on top of these jack studs. I'd actually forgot to do this with the window, so you can't see it now obviously, but I had to put in another strip. It was a smaller diameter wood I used, whereas this 6x2 stuff I don't have any more of that length. Although that'd be a little too thick in fact, so that wouldn't fit. It has to be 1 inch. That's why I used 2 bits of 1/2 inch ply 12mm ply, old ply that I had lying. So I'll more than likely be back over the weekend. I'm going home to hydrate. I've got this desk here actually as well that I picked up during the week from a guy in Gumtree. So I've got that to build. It's an L-shaped desk. So I'll get that in, and I still need to figure out what I'm doing on the floor. I'd been looking at carpet tiles on Temu, and I got offered all these free gifts on Temu, so I made them all pretty much carpet tiles. Then I worked out I had to buy another 30, so I bought another 30 as well as another few bits and bobs for my new car. And somehow the free gifts aren't shown on my order, and I only seem to have 30 carpet tiles, so they're going to be quite useless. Temu, the joys. So I'll be back in the morning. Cheery bye for now. So here I am back on it. It's another roasting day, and we're on Monday now. I've done a few little tidy up bits over the weekend. I finished that wall, although it's not perfect, like a lot of things. Not to worry. I filled in the gap around this window with a tube of caulking with an L. Don't know why it's called that, who knows. So I'm going to just paint that black. That should have set by now, so I'll rip off the inside section of masking tape and leave the outside edge on, run around it with some black paint at some point. I don't know if I've anything else to paint really. So I'm going to make a bit of movement with this roof and get that on. Oh, I forgot to mention this. We've got a door. We have got a door. And rather than it wanting to shut all the time, or was it? I can't remember how it was sitting before. It was either wanting to shut or wanting to open all the time. It's not as bad as it was. So that'll be functioning very shortly. Leave the door open. Let a bit of hotness out. I know, it being wood, it holds on to the heat quite well actually. So on the hot summer days, it's a bit of a hothouse in here in general. But I like it, it's nice and bright and fresh. Well, it was till I get sawdust everywhere. But I'll get all that swept up and hoovered up eventually once I'm pretty much finished sawing now actually. I'm going to have a bit of an overlap. Probably not as severe as what's there just now with that sheet hanging off the edge. But I'll just have the overlap, the overhang at the far end there. And that should be fine. So I'm going to use my forklift as a tripod camera stand, and I'm going to get a ladder and get up on this roof. Right, here I go. Oh, this camera is on fire. I'm assuming all the blue sticky stuff will come off. Not that it matters. It has reduced the light quite a bit, right enough putting the sheets on. But that'll be adequate and bright enough, I think. So I've got an overhang on this side here of about 3 inches maybe. So, and I think there's a little bit of an overhang of the plastic sheeting at the back. But they can overhang all day long. No need to trim them off or anything. Out of sight. So, not an issue. So I think I'll call it a day. I'm sweating buckets. It was absolutely cooking up there on the roof. So it was. With a skylight baking me from the outside in. So I've missed out a few pricing up sections, although over the last 3 or 4 parts there's not been that much expenditure. Well, there has been quite a bit, but not as much as the first 6 parts, which gave me a total of £925.14, I recall. So this time round I've wrote it all down again. So Gorilla Glue or Gorilla Wood Glue, £8. 8 times 4.8 metre by 70mm by 45mm lens of 3.2 or 3x2 pretty much. They were £7.50 each. They've went up a bit in price since I last purchased some, and that gives me a total of £60 for them. The door liner kit was £29. It was worth every penny. It was quite simple and straightforward, so it was. The door cost me £10, probably the biggest bargain of the whole build, that door. And then a week later on Gumtree I noticed the other 3 the same they had, although 2 had glass panels in them. They were given away for free, but I didn't need any more, although I did consider putting a back door on this, but no. Skylights, £60 a length. They were 2.5 metres by 600mm wide by 10mm thick. So £30 each, £60 for 2 of them. Plywood, 5.5mm thick, 8 foot by 4 foot sheets. I got another 6 of them, so that's another £60. The OSB for the roof, 4 sheets of that, £15 each. That was 11mm, again 8 foot by 4 foot sheets. £15 a sheet, so £60 again for 4 sheets of that. So that gives me a total for this section of £287. So if you add that to the £925.14 from before, we've got a grand total of £1,212.14. I expected to spend about £1,000 on it if I could. I spent a little bit more by buying power tools. well, only the impact gun, which is priceless at £180 or whatever it was. It was amazing. It'll last me forever. I've had to buy a chisel. It was £8. But again, these are tools that I'll have forever, provided I don't lose them in here, like the other chisel. I'm going to buy, or I've ordered carpet tiles for it. That's just what I chose to put down. I've still got cladding to put on this wall, this front wall. I'm only doing the front wall. It makes no sense to do the sides or the back. But I can't get the shiplap cladding that I was wanting anywhere. So the hunt goes on for that. So I'll price that up once I get it done. I'll hopefully get that within the next week or so, fingers crossed. Carpet tiles, some of them will be coming in the next 2 weeks. Some of them are coming within the next 6 weeks, annoyingly. Milo, be quiet, I'm talking. Got the dog with me again today, or tonight. I've ordered a few interior decor parts for inside. Again, all personal preferences. You do yours the way you ever want to do it. I'll do mine the way I want to do it. So there's a load of other things I'm going to add to it as well. But I had bigger priorities, like try and finish as much as I could before I sort out the rest of this riot that's in here. So I shall leave you at this. I'll come down a bit lower, I'll get the dog in shot again. Hey Milo, you see them after? Yeah, you're a good boy. Good boy. Peace out folks, take it easy. Cheers for watching. Adios.